Hey guys, this is Ilham from It's About Watch Reviews. I'm here with another watch review for you. It's a Seiko this time. This is from Seiko's 5 collection, so 5 series. It's an automatic watch. It's powered by a 21 joule automatic movement. More specifically, it's the 7S26, which is Seiko's really bread and butter movement in a lot of their Seiko 5s, including some of their dive line watches as well. And again, a couple features of this watch. It's about 38 millimeters from one end to the other end of the watch, so the watch width there, not including the crown. And it does have 18 millimeter lug widths, so in other words, in between these case lugs, this lug here and this lug here, this bracelet is 18 millimeters. So again, it's definitely a smaller watch than the other watches I've been reviewing, the Casios, which are at about 42 millimeters and around 48 to 50 millimeters. This one is 37. Some other technical features about this watch: it does have a running seconds hand, so that's a sweep seconds hand because it is an automatic watch. It does have some lume on the actual hand, it's the hour hand, the minute hand, as well as the back of the seconds hand there. And if you can see, I'm going to zoom in here a little bit. You can see that each of these little hour markers, right there, at the 5-minute marks, have a little bit of lume on them. So it's actually really easy to see at night as well, even though this does not have the same lume as, say, a Seiko dive watch. I'm going to zoom out a little bit here for you. So this is in the style of that military field watch, and this style is in right now. It's been in for a while. There's been a lot of vintage watches that look almost like this. And if I flip the watch over, you'll see the automatic movement there by Seiko. I'm going to actually flip this bracelet open so you can see a see-through case back. So you can see the rotor there winding. So it does move. The model number of the Seiko watch, which is actually really most important, is the SNK809K1. So again, SNK809K1. Now this version does come on a canvas strap, and I believe that's a K2 version. A lot of times sellers online and in retailers do not really mention the K designation. So this model can be SNK809, but online, if you see that, it might come on that canvas strap. So just do be careful. They're really the same watch. The actual watch head piece itself is the same. It's just this bracelet that's different. The other one's on a canvas strap. So again, the thickness here is, I want to say it's about, I'd say about 11 to 12, probably about 11 millimeters. So not as thick as some of Seiko's dive watches, and also not as thick as the Casio watches I've been reviewing. So I'm going to give you a wrist shot right now. Again, this is 38 millimeters. My wrist size is about 7 to 7¼ inches. So you can see it there. I'm going to zoom in here for you to kind of see a little bit better. So there it is on my wrist. It's actually fairly comfortable. It's light. The watch itself is very light, and the actual lugs here don't protrude out. So it's very comfortable, and it doesn't look too small. You know, a lot of watches these days are around 45, 50 millimeters. I can't sport those watches just because my wrist size it just overpowers my wrist. So again, in focus there. The seconds hand, you can see it's a sweep seconds hand, so that's great. I will show you a lume shot if I can, but I'm going to have to take this watch off. I'm going to actually use a flashlight. I'm going to use one of these flashlights here, and I'll show you. So I'll take my watch off here for just 1 second as I put this light on it. So I don't know, maybe I'll count to 10 or so, but this should illuminate the lume there for a little bit, and then I'll show you, and I'll try to cover up the dial of the watch so that you can see a little bit of the lume on this watch. Okay, so that should be enough power, and I'm going to focus in right there, and then I'll cover up this watch. You can barely tell there, but there is lume on that watch. So it's that light green kind of lume. Again, it's very hard to see, but you can barely see it there. It's not coming out too well. But again, Seiko's military line here. I purchased this watch about a year and a half ago. And I purchased this online for, I want to say about $70. Maybe a little bit less, $65 to $70. You can get around that same price right now as well. And the dial is actually not as busy. There are a lot of numbers. So there's, it looks like the actual hours itself is inside this inner circle, and the minutes and 5 minutes increments is on the outside. This is reminiscent of, again, that military field watch look. Very comfortable, not as thick, so at 11 millimeters. Now I do want to talk to you a little bit about the bracelet. This bracelet, I'm actually, when I bought this bracelet, I did a little bit of a review, not of a review, but a little bit of research about this watch from Seiko, and I know it does come into a lot of other colors that I'll mention in a little bit, but the bracelet here is not of the solid type. In other words, I'm really used to kind of the bracelets with pieces that are solid. So this is still stainless steel. Don't get me wrong. This is still stainless steel. But if you can see, I'm going to zoom in. There are actually folded links in here, right? So you can see this top layer is actually only about 1 millimeter thick, and it's folded over, and it meets right here in the middle. And inside it, there are pieces here that hold these bracelet pieces together. So you might be able to see it better right here on this side. Sorry, there's a lot of light here, but you should be able to see it. There it is. So you can see it right here. Actually, a little piece here that's been folded. So this is called a folded link bracelet. Now, it is not as sturdy as one that has solid links, solid stainless steel. But the old Rolexes, old vintage watches, all of the bracelets came this way. So don't worry so much about that it's flimsy, that it's going to break on you. Don't worry about that. It is less sturdy. That's not to say it doesn't feel good to wear it, or that's just the way these watches are. A quick shot of the Seiko 5 clasp there. It does say Seiko 5. This bracelet version has dual push buttons, so one up here, one down here, and it's just a fold-over clasp. There is no safety, so there's no fold-over safety here, as you'll find in a Seiko dive watch. Again, very comfortable to wear, and this will fit underneath a shirt cuff. I've tried, I've worn long sleeve shirts, and it does fit under there. So again, Seiko 5, Seiko's SNK809, K1 on a bracelet. It does have a date feature and a day function there as well. The only gripe that I have about this watch, really, is the crown. The crown is so tiny, and I don't have nails to physically pull out this crown. So you can see it's very, very tiny there. Focus in a little bit more. Yeah, so it's very tiny, and so what I'll do is I'll take a card to kind of set this watch, and set the time on this watch. So again, I'm going to wear this watch for you, so you can kind of see. I'll focus in there. What it looks like on a 7-inch wrist. So comfortable. Again, the look on this watch is, it's not matte. It's not brushed either. It's more of a satin finish. It's what we call bead blasted. So it's gray. It's kind of that mute gray color. So it's not brushed. It's not polished. None of the parts of this watch is polished. So it's not dressy at all. And in fact, it looks more toolish. So again, kind of that drab. There's no polish there. Drab gray, and it actually does not catch a lot of attention, just because it's of that color. But I like it. Again, the crystal on this watch here that's protecting the inside of this watch is again Hesalite. Oh, I'm sorry, not Hesalite. That's actually Omega Speedmaster's the original crystal name. This is called Hardlex. Seiko's Hardlex crystal is over this, and basically it is acrylic type. So again, guys, Seiko's SNK809 K1 bracelet model. It does come in other colors. More specifically, there is a beige, a light tan version. Again, on the tan strap. There's also a dial that's olive green, and there's also one that's a dark blue. So if you don't like this black color, feel free when you're kind of browsing online or so to check out those other colors and see what you think, and give me some feedback on this watch if you do end up getting it. We'll cut this review here shortly. But again, 38 millimeters, not overpowering, not too small, and it does come with a handy date and day feature. Again, automatic 21 jewels. So this is again Ilham from It's About Watch Reviews with the Seiko 5 watch. Thank you, guys.